Let me turn this down, guys. This is crazy. Court denies Bungie's attempt to dismiss Destiny 2 Red War lawsuit, refuses to consider YouTube videos and wiki pages as proof. So by Zahad here, the court has rejected Bungie's attempt to dismiss the Destiny 2 Red War lawsuit, saying YouTube videos and fan-made wiki pages aren't enough to evaluate copyright claims at this stage. A federal judge has ruled that Bungie must continue facing a copyright lawsuit that claims the company copied parts of Destiny 2's original Red War and Curse of Osiris campaigns from an unpublished sci-fi work. The case, filed by writer Matthew Kelsey Marnay, has been active since late 2024, and things have gotten more complicated with Bungie's own game content now being inaccessible due to vaulting. Marnay, writing under the pen name Casper Cole, alleges that Bungie lifted plot elements, characters, and themes from his work posted on WordPress years before Destiny 2 launch. He specifically points to the Red Legion faction, a powerful alien military force in both his story and Bungie's game, as well as other shared elements like a celestial object hovering over Earth, war beasts, and more. Again, the whole thing about this, though, is that, like, again, the celestial object hovering over Earth, I mean, that was from, like, D1. Because when was his thing was submitted? Chad, how many years ago? It's not even, you can't even, like, buy this it's not a book. What did he post it actually up to? It's a very generic sci-fi story. 2015. All right. Now, Bungie responded in late 2024 with a motion to dismiss, calling the allegations vague and unsubstantiated. To support its case, Bungie submitted hours of YouTube footage and screenshots from a fan-made wiki to show that Destiny 2 was nothing like Marnay's work. After the court granted Marnay a chance to amend his complaint, Bungie tried again, filing another dismissal motion. In a decision issued today, May the 2nd, the judge denied Bungie's motion to dismiss the case and also refused to consider several exhibits the company submitted, namely fan-made YouTube videos of Destiny 2 and pages from a fan wiki called Destinypedia. The new court filing was Bungie's attempt to get the lawsuit thrown out at the early stage. In its motion to dismiss, Bungie included links to fan-recorded YouTube videos and summaries from Destinypedia to show the content Marnay was accusing it of copying, since the original campaign was removed from Destiny 2 years ago and can't be accessed anymore. Dude, so what are they gonna do? Is Bungie gonna have to show up? Like, what are they gonna show up with, like a PC, a server, and the Red War campaign and Curse of Osiris and be like, all right, judge, I'm gonna start playing it right now for you. We're gonna hit Red War campaign and we're gonna take on the antagonist, your goal, and then we're gonna move into Curse of Osiris. We're gonna be here for about 9 or 10 hours. I mean, is that the only way? Like, how else would you do this? If you don't want to lose, yes. No lie, I volunteer myself to come play. I'd eat that up. Dude, who would even get to play that, right? It'd probably be an actual playtester. But I would fucking, and it's in Louisiana, right? But the judge wasn't on board with that. In her official ruling, Judge Susie Morgan made it clear that just because Destiny 2 is mentioned in the lawsuit doesn't mean the court can rely on third-party videos or unofficial wikis. While plaintiff does reference Destiny 2 in his complaint, he does not reference the YouTube videos containing Destiny 2 game footage, the Destinypedia pages, or the Tyson Green Destiny 2 game director declaration, the order states. Dang, brother. Dang, man. This is getting messy, man. Bungie archived the original code that comprised the Red War and Curse of Osiris campaigns known as legacy builds. Game director Tyson Green's declaration reads, however, the Red War and Curse of Osiris legacy builds can no longer run because their outdated code is incompatible with Destiny 2's underlying operational framework, which has evolved considerably since the Red War and Curse of Osiris campaigns were retired. I guess you would have to do like almost like an old school RuneScape, launch the old server just for this, just to have people play, or for them to see the campaigns. You know what you could do, right? This could be a 2-in-1. Since there's so many people that have not played the campaign, since it's been removed from Destiny, you can make it a standalone downloadable thing so players can actually play the campaigns, start to finish, but then also take that to the court case and do that too. You know what I mean? So then you got 2-in-1 happening right there. And then that way people can actually narratively understand what the hell's going on. As a result, Bungie cannot feasibly provide the court with the original Destiny 2 game as it existed in 2017, including the accused Red War and Curse of Osiris campaigns in any operable or reviewable form, nor will Bungie be able to produce the accused campaigns in operable or reviewable form if this matter proceeds to formal discovery. Dude, what are the chances? Like, surely there wasn't a situation where, think back to 2019. Imagine your lead narrative person, whoever it may have been. He comes forward to who was the game director at the time, I think Luke Smith. And imagine just one day, who knows, maybe they went out and had drinks, and then the narrative director just spills the beans. It was like, bro, Luke, I lied. I stole the story, man. The pressure was on. I just took this story and I put it in Destiny 2. This Destiny 2 story is just this fucking guy named Casper Cole bullshit. What are the chances? And then what are the chances Luke's like, we got to sunset everything? I'm just saying. It's like, there ain't no way, right? There is no fucking way. But things did get sunset and got sunset in a big way. I mean, this shit act like it wasn't even in the game anymore. It was gone. You know what I mean? Like Red War, what? I mean, like, how do you even control that too? Because like, how do you know? Like, how do you know anyone that's leading your narrative team? What if they read a book? What if they watched a movie? What if they're just like not essentially copy and pasting, but drawing lots of inspiration? They could. How do you even check that? Like, how do you even keep that from happening? Now, the judge emphasized that Destiny 2's campaign, like Red War and Curse of Osiris, are no longer available, and Bungie admitted there's no way to play or review them in their original form. Because of that, the court couldn't do the usual side-by-side comparison to determine if there's actual copyright infringement. Bungie's solution, fan-made videos, just wasn't good enough. The court will not consider the exhibits attached to the defendant's motion to dismiss and will not convert the defendant's motion to dismiss to a motion for a summary judgment. The court wrote, there has not been sufficient time for discovery, and the attachments are admittedly of third-party origination. Their authenticity has not been established. Hold on. Even the crazy thing, even though it was years ago, this Martinet guy could come out and just be like, that's all AI, you know, or something. You could make up some bullshit, you know what I mean? But here's the other side of things. What does he have? Isn't he supposed to submit shit? Does he have the whole Red War campaign? Did he play it? Is he a gamer? Does he got to record it? What is he referencing? His one book. Right, but if the game is no longer there, what is he referencing? He's got his book, but the campaigns are no longer present at all inside of Destiny. He can use third-party stuff. So he can use third-party stuff. Oh my God, we're bringing an attorney in here. I told y'all we were going to bring an attorney. Actually, I have an attorney that we will have on here who is very familiar with copyright lawsuits. We had a conversation about this already. He said a lot of these do get thrown out. He even said that this right here would get thrown out. That's why I'm surprised right now reading this that it didn't get thrown out. And he said that it hits a lot of gaming companies too. Now, the court walked through several reasons why Bungie exhibits wouldn't be considered. First, even though courts can sometimes look at documents outside the complaint, that only works if the materials are directly mentioned as central to the case. In this instance, Martinet didn't include the YouTube links or wiki pages in his filings. That made them off limits. Judge Morgan also pointed out how complicated this case is compared to past copyright claims. Yes, because the game is not there. Bungie had cited previous rulings where courts dismissed claims after comparing books or movies, but the judge explained that this situation is different. This case would require a much more complicated side-by-side analysis, even if the court had access to a complete version of Destiny 2. She also noted that the game and the written work aren't even in the same format. Rather than compare a brief movie scene and a copyright for a pinball machine, it appears the defendant is asking the court to compare a collection of short writings to 13 plus hours of third-party originated YouTube videos of Destiny 2 and several third-party originated online Destinypedia pages. Because of this, the court refused to treat Bungie's motion as one for summary judgment and confirmed that the case should move forward. Martinet, for his part, had laid out dozens of alleged similarities in his filing, from Red Legion to powerful celestial objects hovering above Earth to character arcs, flame weapons, and timelines merging through sci-fi tech. The court found those claims were enough to meet the threshold. Plaintiff has sufficiently alleged the elements of an action for copyright infringement, Judge Morgan concluded. You got to understand, this is a problem on so many levels because obviously there's the issue of losing a shit ton of money if this actually ends up being something. If it actually ends up being that someone on the narrative team did in fact still stole things to make Destiny 2's campaign. But the other side of things is you have different departments that are, they've got their own legal team, but that's going to cost a lot of money. But then you have like game directors, like Tyson Green, that's having to answer to this kind of stuff when the focus should be on just making video games, right? All right, guys, we'll continue to keep up with this story and see what shakes out with this. I'm again, the attorney I talked to about this, and we went over some of these things, and he said that he felt like this would be thrown out. So I'm surprised it hasn't been. And I'm curious to know, like, what is Bungie gonna have to do in this situation other than you're gonna have to show up with a version of Destiny 2 that just has the campaigns. And I would just make it a 2-in-1 because a lot of people, Bungie gets a lot of heat for, and rightfully so, they get a lot of heat for sunsetting the campaigns. Dude, make it a 2-in-1. You could come out on top by being like, yo, here's the campaigns community. You could play them now. And then use that to showcase your defense here on whether or not you stole this content. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know at this point. There's no way this idiot wins. When it comes to the law, y'all tell me. But when it comes to law, unfortunately, what you would deem common sense doesn't always prevail. And yeah, we'll just see what shakes out with it.
Slap that like button like your mama told you right.